page before you.
Oh, wait, you're older than me. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, here we go. Slide in.
Slide in.
You ready?
Wait.
Huh? He's not getting paid for this.
This is an unpaid solicitation.
It just shows that you like barbecue and you're hoping
I
that
love
maybe
barbecue.
someone will give you free barbecue.
Free barbecue's even better.
Is it better than paid for a barbecue? Yeah, it is good, isn't it? Howdy, y'all. I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is Don's Used Photo Equipment. So before we get started,
yes.
We love to have a little chit chat here. How's Dad been?
Dad's been good.
I mean, we're not going to use the C word.
No.
But he's been good. He's kind of cooped up.
Well, he comes over every now and then, stays on the other side.
So he's here, but he's not really
He's not
here.
really here.
So you guys don't get to see him when
No.
you come in here.
Every now and then he'll wander over and go, oh, I need something
by
to clean.
accident.
By
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah,
he gets lost.
He gets lost. It's like, oh, I thought this is where the bathroom was. No.
No, Dad. Put your pants back up.
Well, speaking of pants, I was thinking, since I've been working from home, I only wear pants when I come into to do this show.
Oh, thank you.
So, aren't you like that? I've been working from home for
Woo.
a couple of months now, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I don't wear pants anymore, except for when I do these videos.
Yeah, I bet your wife and daughter probably wish you did.
Well, okay, I wear shorts around.
Shorts.
So it's shorts and slippers. That is the wardrobe. I do wear
So
pants.
does that song go through your head?
Which one?
Who wears short shorts?
No, it never goes through my head. I do wear pants for the photo walks, and we are going to have a photo walk.
Yes,
We've determined. So we've canceled the Dart photo walk.
Yep.
It's a fantastic idea. We really, really want to do the Dart photo walk. However, we don't think enough people are going to be happy enough to get on mass transit in a major metropolitan area and go downtown. So
Dallas is a major metropolitan area?
It is, believe it or
Wow.
not. It's in the top 20.
I still have that small town mentality.
Yeah, well, so instead we're going to go hit up a couple of small towns, and what we're going to do is a car caravan of sorts. We're gonna meet up at one town, a little town square. We're gonna photograph it. We're gonna get back in our cars. We're gonna go check out the next one. So this is the Dallas Photo Walk Road Trip, I think is what we're calling it. It's still on the 20th.
Yep.
So we're still doing it next Saturday. So you should see this video. You say, hey, I need to go to the Dallas Photo Walk. Just meet us in Farmersville on Saturday. We're going to walk around.
Details as to where will be on your site.
On the facebook.com/Dallas Photo Walk.
You just, not just anywhere in Farmersville. It's a particular place.
Yes, we're not meeting at somebody's house. We're actually meeting in the town square.
At least not with them knowing about it.
It's not a very big town, so I don't think you can miss the square.
Okay.
So, but that's not really what we're here to talk about today.
Okay.
We're here to talk to you guys today about large format cameras.
Oh, I thought it was barbecue.
Barbecue too. We do like barbecue.
Sorry, go ahead.
But we're going to talk about large format cameras because they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Yes.
And
you know what?
Lots of different little parts. Now, we're not going to tell you how to shoot cameras, these cameras.
Not
today. But we do want to show you the cameras themselves and maybe a few tips of what you really need to look for if you're going to start buying one. And so we have a variety of cameras we're going to look at. So first,
in the theme and in the larger the negative, the bigger the negative, the better the picture.
The better the picture, absolutely.
That's the theme of that. We're going to start today off with
the large. We need a large camera. Todd, give us a large camera.
Boom. There you go. Is that not cool or what?
Todd, the film is.
Look at
that. That's teeny, Todd. That's
teeny large.
We need to go larger.
Awesome.
Can we go larger?
Is this not cool?
Larger. Can we step up a little bit?
Larger.
Todd, that's only
Is this not cool?
That's like 127 film, isn't it?
Like it's 30s. It's the Art Deco design. Cool.
Still not large enough.
In cool factor, this is very large.
It's got large coolness to it.
It is very, very cool.
Now I've seen this next camera before, but because it's my own Holga, still not large enough because this only takes bigger. What size does this take?
120.
120.
And you know how I know that? It says it right there.
It does. Holga still not large enough.
No, this is pretty large though.
So far we've gone through micro to 127. We've gone to medium format. That's what the Holga is. Now, do you finally have something that's got some large format to it? Now we have large format. So this is a baby Graflex, right?
Yes, and you know what size baby graphics take?
I do. Do you?
Yes, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4.
Yes,
Oh,
but now I don't have that on here right now. What I've got is a 6 by 9 back, which actually is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, right?
2 1/4. That's large format. Very cool stuff.
So this is our first demo large format camera to take a look at. Todd, when you do the now, most people are going to say it's like, well, how do you open this thing? It's got lots of buttons.
It does.
Show them the magic button. There you go. And the Graflex are like that. Here's a bigger brother right here. And you'll see these at the top. There's like a little bitty bump right here at the top.
A lot of them are at the top. A few of them
are just under the leather.
Or over to the side.
And you push that button down, and there you go.
Oh, no. Switch.
Okay.
Whenever you do this one, it pulls this out. So you have to rotate this back in before you go like that.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's a big difference.
So we'll
come back to that one. Yeah.
So this is...
It's a baby large.
This is large format.
Yeah.
Okay, that's starting at the low end.
Mm-hmm.
This other Graflex, this one also is a 4 by 5.
4 by 5.
The next size up is going to be 5 by 7.
5 by 7, sure.
Right.
Yeah. And they still make film for that too.
And they do. 8 by 10 is going to be bigger.
Yes.
11 by 14.
Yes, and they still make film for that, but only in ultra large format runs.
Okay.
For black and white. Ilford.
And then you really get into some odder size cameras, because I've seen some that are wide but short and different things like that. So
panoramic cameras.
After you get past 11 by 14,
yeah,
the sky is the limit as to how big your piece of film could be.
Yes.
But before we actually start talking about cameras,
yes,
what's the most important thing large format is going to need?
Tripod.
It's going to need a base. And so we brought this up here, and not just going to be any base. Hopefully you guys can see this. You're going to need a super sturdy tripod.
Now, this is a Star D. There's actually several different versions of these. And for the life of me right now, I can't remember what the original is. But my dad loves these. Loves these. And these things are actually collectibles. They are actually collectibles.
So I'm just going to...
No, is that 3/8 or is that 4/20?
I don't know, but it's screwing in there.
It's screwing in there. But there you go.
Anyways, the reason this
there's only two screw sizes in photography.
Right. The reason this is important is because these cameras are heavy.
Yes.
And they, as you can see, how much effort it's taken to actually have this camera here. Is that as high as we can get this thing?
Well, for this one. Yeah.
And lock it down. So
there you go.
You're going to need a heavier tripod. That's what's most important here. You're going to need a tripod that is way heavier than what you're currently using for an SLR or a DSLR camera, because those things are just a few pounds. These things are many pounds, 5 to 10 pounds
6
easily.
Yeah.
And the larger the camera you get, the exponentially larger you're going to need a tripod that can actually support these. And in some cases, you might even need like the sandbags to kind of help hold them down. The
Deerdorf 11 by 14 field camera.
Yeah.
35 pounds.
I mean, that's a lot of weight to put at the top of a little bitty tripod.
This one would not handle it.
So that was number one as to what we wanted to show you guys. That's going to be important when you consider. Yeah, we're going to leave it here. That's.
I love this.
As he poses for the shot.
Absolutely, man.
So we're going to talk about the different parts of the camera itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to actually talk about some other different types of cameras as well.
All right.
So obviously the first part of the camera is we have the body.
Yes.
And now this particular type of camera is what kind of a camera?
It's a field camera. The reason why I call it a field camera is because it folds up and it's easy to travel.
It folds up. It's small. It's compact. It's going to fold out. It's like a flower opening up here. I hate to use that analogy, but essentially, it's just going to balloon out on you.
Yeah, and it still has a small footprint. Even with it open like this, it's not taking up a lot of space.
This is my Intrepid camera, and this is about what 8 by 8 inches, and it's probably about 3-4 inches thick here, maybe about 3 inches.
3.5.
So I mean, all folded up, it still fits nicely into a backpack.
Travel bags. Yeah, so these are called field cameras because of that. Now the other version is a rail camera.
Mm-hmm.
This contraption here sits upon a rail, and then you adjust everything on the rail. Now, you can't really squish the rail in or anything, so
No.
those are studio cameras.
And you don't really want to take a rail camera out into the wild.
Not really.
Not if you can help it.
Yeah.
So right here at the most important part of the entire camera, as far as I'm concerned, is the bellows. Now, I realize I'm skipping the front part, but to me, the bellows are what really makes the camera.
Light tight. They have to be light tight.
Yes. Yes, Yoda, you are correct.
Light tight they are.
So if you're buying a camera for the first time, if you're buying one of these, and you're like, well, the bellows are going to be your number one thing to take a look at. Because normally right here at the little corners, you're going to find with age of this thing being compressed and open and compressed and open. This stuff will get old. And there's a good chance that little pinholes will be starting in the leatherette, as they're calling it. So the best thing to do would be to open the shutter, turn on a bright light out here, stick your head back here, and see if you can see any light coming through here. With this closed, see if you can see any light coming through the bellows. Because if they are, then you really either one, pass on the camera, or two, go get some
gaffer's tape.
Gaffer's tape. I've heard there's some paint that you can put in there.
Yeah, but you know it's not professional if it doesn't have paint or gaffer's tape.
If it doesn't have gaffer's tape,
it's not professional.
Gaffer's tape will do the job.
Yeah.
But right in front of the bellows, of course, is the most important part, which is
the lens.
The lens, and the lens is on the.
Well, the lens board.
Well, go ahead and pull it off.
Well, let's see here. It's going to go
like
this.
He's never seen one of these before.
Well, it's how you get it off because of this little section right here, the trigger. Lens board, lens.
So on that, we have the lens, we have the shutter, and we have a lens board.
Mm-hmm.
And that is pretty much the same setup for lots of these. Here's a different lens. I just have the lens itself. I have a shutter, and I've got a lens board. And so this will fit in a different camera, but this is a standard size board. So I could actually, it won't fit in this one because this is a different type of camera, which actually you see the lip on that one is completely different.
See the size difference on this? Hold it up like that. Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the rear element.
Yeah, that's the rear element.
There we go.
Yeah, yours.
Now
this one's got a groove. This one's got a different type of groove.
It's all difference. Lots of differences.
But they're made for different cameras.
Yes.
But if you had the correct model camera for this, then you would have several of these lens boards with different lenses, and that's how you're gonna get the interchangeability of your lenses.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, it's the same though. We have a lens, a shutter, and a lens board, and the only thing is, it's just a hole here that's just empty.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed. Place this back in now.
Yes.
So let's just go right here, through here, up there, push, push. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, this right here is called the focusing rail.
Yes, it is.
Whee!
Not all cameras have the little knob there. Like for my example, my Intrepid just has a couple of notches.
And you hear that? I don't know if you hear that or not. That's the leather in there just expanding for the first time in a long time. There we go. And just keep going. These go out very far.
They do go out pretty far, and obviously, and the farther out you go, actually, the more nearsighted. Is it nearsighted? You're saying you're going to be doing a close up. You're going to be doing like a macro shot at that point.
Yep.
So you like to think it's like, oh well, I need all these bellows. Actually, no. If you were doing a landscape, you would actually be way back here. Doing this right here means, like, for example, his shirt would be in focus. Everything else is going to be so blurry.
The bokeh would just be amazing.
And you could so easily achieve that bokeh effect just by increasing the length of your of your bellows there.
Now, what's so fun about all of this is whenever you sit here and do these things in and out, you've got all of these different information up on the rails here. And you've got different things, you know, like you got little stops in here that you can put out or put up. And then whenever you bring it out, it stops right there.
Yep.
Push it back, go down, out more. And there's an infinity, 100, anyway, just bunches of numbers here for.
Right. And, it's, you know, like I said, this is the baby Graflex. They're essentially the same. They both have the same adjustments. They have the same rails. I can take this little bitty lens out just the same. They both have bellows, and it's just the same thing happens over and over again for all these cameras, which is kind of cool. They're very modular, and in some cases, I'd say some of them are just home built. I mean, there's some people who do some fine woodworking just making a very basic camera, which is really kind of cool.
It is indeed.
So that's the front of the camera. We've got the lens, we've got the shutter, we've got the lens board, we've got the bellows,
Focusing rail.
we've got the focusing rail, we have the body of the camera. Now these particular cameras have something, they have a curtain.
Yes, these are the Speed Graflex.
These are the Speed Graflex. Now the reason for the speed is so that because most of these shutters only go up to, if you're lucky, 500.
Right.
500th of a second. And that's not really very fast sometimes.
This is 400th of a second on this one.
That's 400. What does this one say?
This one says 400.
Okay, so we got both of these lenses only go up to 400 of a second. However, the curtain that's in the back here can go up to 1,000.
Right.
So instead of using the shutter that's actually with the lens board, you'd be using the curtain in the back of the camera, getting the exact same result much faster.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool if they're working. But you'd have to test it out. These cameras are a bit old.
They are indeed. But also, the problem with the Speed graphic on this is that sometimes that curtain will be closed and you're sitting there just taking pictures all day long and nothing is coming out on your negatives because there is a curtain blocking the image.
Yes, you need to make sure the curtain is turned off if you're going to be using the front shutter.
It's
that is
out of the way. It's raised up out of the way and locked down to where it's not closing down.
That is a good tip. I would take that one to the bank.
Yeah.
So now let's go to the back of the camera here. You want to turn this one around? On the back of this camera, I actually have a 6x9 back. Now 6x9 is roughly 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, is it not?
Yes. Roughly.
Roughly it is. It's pretty close. And it's got a nice little slide to it. You'll find a lot of these types of backs where you can use 120 film with these cameras. This 120 film with this camera actually is pretty close to its size. However, you're going to be wasting a lot of this camera if you were using it on a 4x5 because you're going to have way much more area of image that you won't be able to capture on the actual film itself. Do you have that open?
It's open. You can't see.
No, I probably can't see it because you would actually need to. This is the point where you would need to have yourself a dark cloth so that you could actually see what is happening in front of the lens. Absolutely. So this is a viewer. So you should be able to get your little peepers up really close to this and focus your camera. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will have a dark cloth, in which case there's like a lip around the front of these. And so essentially they'll clip into that and then they'll just throw the sheet over the back of their head. Now it has to be a nice dark sheet because a white sheet's going to just let a lot of light in, right?
Yep.
Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can't take this off without an issue here. Oh, he's got a dark cloth.
Boy, that covers up everything. And now poof, the camera's here and the camera's gone. No, wait.
Wow,
See, this one is Calumet. And this is huge, and it has white on one side, black on the other. So you sit there, and it's actually, hey, it's actually pretty cool. That goes with with a rail camera.
It does.
Yeah. I love these things. Now, you actually do have different versions of the backs.
Yep.
This is called a Graflock back.
Yeah.
Because you can actually sit there and take this off.
Yes, you can.
And
let's see if he can actually do it right now, though.
Yeah, well, it's
sometimes they're a little persnickety.
Yeah, no, you gotta go. Well, it's also I don't want to just. You gotta push this down, get it below that little clip right there,
right,
and then pull it out. But I don't want to sit there and do this because, yeah, there you
go. Ooh, wait a second, he did it really quickly.
Well, you're also at a better angle than I am.
That's true. So this is just letting you take a look in the camera.
Yes.
So here we have the focusing screen. Now, normally I would leave this on there because I can just slip that in there.
Yeah, I know, but this is what it's going to look like right there. Now, there's no film in here, is there?
Oh, no, there probably is.
Okay, never mind.
No, that's fine. It's because I think we ruined it the last time we were showing.
Oh, the same one we ruined before?
It's the same one we ruined before.
So you've got this over here. That will be on the back of it, pushing it up against it.
Yep.
And that is what the inside of this will look like. You turn it around, open it up, and you'll see inside, and you'll just see the film.
Yes.
And between the glass and the film, there's nothing.
Nothing.
Just a big hollow.
Just open space.
Area. Thus, this over here, camera obscura, black box, black room.
That's all it is.
That's it. That's the dark room.
That's the basic principle of all cameras is a little black box. And that's really all we're doing here is creating another black box. Let's see, can he get it on in one try?
There you go.
There.
And then
Right,
when
so
you
then
got it
we
like
slide the film in.
that, okay.
And this is another.
And you wait until you go until you hear that little click.
Now,
right there.
it doesn't go in easy, and that's one of the reasons why I recommend getting you a nice, sturdy tripod, because after you've focused it, and after you've closed all this down, you're about to put your film in there, you're going to find that you're going to have moved the camera, and you're like, oh, did I move it too much or not? That's why you want a really sturdy tripod.
Also, that last little click in there is a little ridge, which goes,
which is on
the
the
film goes over, and that is what blocks the light from this side.
Yep.
So that's why it has that little extra.
You take out the first slide.
Take out the first slide over here.
Yep. Let's take a look. Just pull out the slide completely. Now, one side of the slide is black. One side of the slide is silver. So you're going to have your own system in place to saying,
well,
okay.
no, there's actually a universal system.
Really?
Yes. And the reason
I use my own system, but
I know, but because you develop your own film.
Yes.
And if you didn't develop your own film, you would take it to
the lab.
And there's a universal system, so the lab will know what it is.
Okay.
So sometimes they just want one film processed, but not the other. So they'll have one in there as not shot and one in there as shot. So they'll need to know there is a universal code for which is which.
And I'm waiting. What is the universal?
I don't know, because I don't shoot.
wait, he doesn't know.
Well, I do know that there is. I just don't know what it is. And then, of course, you just get it right back in there. But you'll flip it around from, that one has to be a lookup.
Yeah.
So like I said, we don't sit there and plan on these things.
Oh, it's got the lock on it.
Yeah,
there are little locks on it. I mean, there's a lot of folks who will actually just write on these exposed, unexposed, and so whichever one is actually red on the outside, that's what's going to see.
That's what it is.
Yes, I mean whether it's black or it's silver, that's going to be completely up to you.
For your own, if you just do your own. But if you're dropping it off the labs, there is a universal system on that. Just letting you know.
Yeah. So those are the major parts of this. Now up here at the top, what do we have?
That's the rangefinder. It actually, they have a compartment for a battery, to put a battery in.
Yes.
And then you've got two little things here to where it, whenever it comes to focus, they come in like that, and
there's a rangefinder on this one as well.
Where the range, where it's in focus.
Because obviously I can't, because this one's more of a handheld camera, got a nice little handle, all that kind of good stuff. I want to be able to look through the lens. I want to be able to make an adjustment with the rangefinder in accordance with this lens. So, because at no point am I looking through the lens to focus this one.
No.
I do have a viewer up here, so I can so after I focused it, I do have a little viewer so I can kind of square up my photo.
That's what this part is. This is the focus. This is the focal point. This is the shutter here. And so whenever you're looking through this, you're completely away from the lens.
Yeah.
Which is what rangefinders are. Not looking through lenses.
They're not. I do like myself some rangefinder cameras.
That's why you can sit there and take a whole roll of pictures with a Leica, the old rangefinder Leica, and have nothing on it because you've left the cap on the front. And you don't see it when you're focusing.
Because you never look through the lens.
You never look through the lens.
And of course, that's what SLRs are all about, because you're looking through the lens the entire
lens
time.
Reflex.
So those are all the major parts of the camera, which is really nice. And so, like I said, I've got this one right here, which you guys have seen before. This is a pinhole. This is a field camera. This is a field camera, but this one's a baby version. This one is a travel wide.
Wow, yes it is.
This was a couple of years ago. It was a Kickstarter campaign.
Wanderlust? Or what is that?
Wanderlust.
Wanderlust.
Yes. It was and I think they actually went bankrupt just as soon as they made these. I don't know if it was injection molding or 3D printed, but it is essentially like a Holga.
Too sturdy for a 3D, but
it could be. All you were really supposed to do is you have you're supposed to kind of guess at your adjustment, close to far away. Yep. You just throw a camera in there. You're using a Schneider lens here. Just click it off and move to the next one.
There you go.
So, and of course, they give you a little bit of a handle here and a nice little, so you can kind of view it. That's really all there is to it.
Sort of a sports finder version is what that would be.
I mean, it's just quick and easy as far as shooting large format is concerned.
Yeah.
And, this one, as well as my Intrepid. It's also got a pinhole lens board on the front of it. I have actually not. That's the lens I intend to put on here, but I need to make myself a lens board that'll fit on here. because that was actually, I think, a 210 or something like that was recommended for this size camera. So I'm going to be shooting this one here sometime in the very future. What else, Todd? What else do we need to tell them about these types of cameras?
Well, this camera here, you see the little hooks over here? This is where you'd put the big flash right here. And this is what Ouija would go around with. And he would sit there and he'd have it all prearranged to where he was X number of feet away from the focus part of it.
Right.
And he
I think you're like leaning way.
oh,
there we go.
I thought it was just you leaning.
You could have been. I was just leaning a little further away.
So anyway, Ouija wouldn't have to sit there and figure out how to focus it because he knew that between here and the next spot, that was in focus, and he would physically walk to get that point, and then poof, whatever he shot was in focus because he knew that's how many feet away it was in focus for.
Yeah.
So he didn't sit there and take his time focusing. He just had everything predetermined.
Oh, I would see that with Richard Avedon. He shot 8x10. He actually did a series of Into the West or something like that. The American West, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
He actually had a string out from the front of his camera, and he would hold it out to. It's like, okay, if the subject met the end of the string, then they were in focus. Because he didn't keep looking through and focusing it. He would just focus that, and that was all.
And he'd watch, and then click.
Now here's the trivia question of the day.
Yes.
This is a Speed Graphic camera.
Mm-hmm.
You've just discussed with the flash, which is going to be hooking on here. What is that flash used for? Absolutely.
Only one of them, though.
Only one of them.
It's the three-cell. It's the Graflex three-cell flash that was used in the original Star Wars
as
the lightsaber.
As Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So if you watch the movie. When you see Luke Skywalker, essentially the handle he's got there, it's a Speed Graphic tube, three-cell Speed Graphic tube without the holder on it. And it's got in the bottom part where there's like some black grippy look things. Those are actually windshield wiper blades.
Oh, I didn't know
They're
that.
just glued on there as to be able to hold it,
so it wouldn't fall out of his.
And then I think they put a hook so it can go on a belt. Yes. That was essentially it. So if you ever go onto eBay,
don't tell. See, now everybody's going to sit there. You're
going anyway. Yeah, you go onto eBay. You look for Google. You eBay for the Speed Graphic, and you're going to see a Star Wars reference to it. I guarantee it.
Somewhere in there will be Star Wars reference.
Some people have already done them. Some people will just sell them as is.
Yes, and those things are how much now? They're getting up there.
I've never really priced them. I just every now and then look to see that.
It's always funny people calling. Do you have any flashes for the Crown Graphic or Speed Graphic?
Why, nerd? Why? Why do you want that?
Why do you want that? Well, how much are they? And it's like,
somebody's trying to get a bargain.
Somebody's trying to get a bargain. Yeah. Well, was that a camera show?
Well, yeah, he actually has one, doesn't he? He always has it at his when they do the photo swap meet.
Who?
Lem.
Oh, somebody. There's some there. Yeah.
Somebody's always got them. So you go to a camera swap meet, I guarantee you somebody's got one, or they just sold it. Yeah.
And they're kind of it's fun because everybody's thinking that they're going to go to a camera show and find somebody who doesn't know what it is and buy it. But like 20 years ago, I was at the Fort Worth show, and I told the guy, I want to buy this. I want to go get the money for it.
Yeah.
Go get the money, come back, and he sold it. I said, I told you I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted it.
It's gone. Grab that big box. So obviously the joy of large format photography is going to be large format film.
Yeah.
4x5,
bigger,
5x7,
11x14.
11x14.
The bigger the negative, the better the picture.
Yes, and these are used, but you've got new stuff.
They're not used.
Well, excuse me. They're expired.
They don't have images on them.
You're right. They don't have images yet. They could have your images on them.
These
right
are
here. Expired.
That's right. Fujifilm camera film, HCE. What is it? Thickness 0.1 mil. 11x14.
So a 4x5 sheet of film is roughly 20 square images, 20 square inches.
That's the comparison right there.
And that is roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 times the size.
So an 8x10 is just 4 of these boxes.
Yeah.
And a 5x7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, just put the 4x5 right there beside that. See, no, over here on the side. See?
That is a lot of negative to have there.
That's yes, and you know, we just need to put this down, get some positive attitude back into our lives.
Don't be so negative.
I know.
Well, essentially that was it. We were just going to show everybody large format cameras today. There's a lot to think about and to choose. I believe you've got some bits and pieces here that you saw. A lot of what you've seen here was my stuff. Yes. But I'm looking at an 8x10. Is that an 8x10 over there?
That's right? Actually probably
is that 11x14?
That can go up to 11x14. That's the one my dad cleaned for.
Yeah, I know you got a Crown Graphic sitting around here. I mean, there are some stuff here.
That's yours.
This one's mine.
Oh,
sorry, you don't get to keep this one.
I was going to sell it to you real cheap. Okay.
I haven't used it very often, so call me if you want to buy it.
That's why it's going to be real cheap.
He'll make you a deal on my camera.
Really good. Really cash only though. It's fun. Large format, and just in the past year, 2 years,
is it exploded?
It's exploded. I mean, medium format has exploded. I was just talking to a customer today. He's telling me that the Mamiya RB67s, which 5 years ago we were selling for about $200-300, and nobody wanted an RB. Everybody wanted the RZ. And he goes, "You had an RB67?" I said, "No, I don't. It's been a while, but I sold them all." He goes, "Yeah, they're $1,500 to $2,000 on eBay now." Of course, I haven't checked and verified that, but wow, that went from like $350.
No late night eBay shopping.
$1,500 just within a few years, and all of the things like this, lenses, holders, everything connected to large format is going to start going up and up and up in value. These are already jumping up quite a bit. Yeah. So it's large format is a big deal. And our next 2x2 foot painting will be coming out pretty soon in the continuing theme of large. So
the bigger the better.
Yes, the bigger the better on this as well. So it'll be more darkroom related.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, so that'll be something to stay tuned for, and we'll have an unveiling of that on one of the future shows as well. And I finally got my third contraption.
Oh, you got a third idea?
Because we said, remember, it's a trilogy. Got the third one in the concept stage, a little bit more solidified.
Is this where you throw the ring back in the volcano?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. There's a reason Gollum exists. So yes, and then we'll return power to the people again.
Always power to the people.
So yes, thank you very much then.
So I hope you guys enjoyed us showing off some large format cameras today. One of these days, I guess we can show you how to actually shoot one of these, but there's a lot to look at and consider, and there's a lot of resources to read up on.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a 4x5 holder, 8x10, 11x14 holders.
Yeah. You need holders. He's got holders. You need film. You've got film.
Yes, I do definitely have.
You need a camera. He might have a camera hanger.
Well, they come in every now and then. Everybody.
Put your name on the list.
Yeah, I do have people who send me emails. I am looking for, and usually whenever I find something, I email them back and they go, "Oh, I just picked up one last week." That's fine. I got it, and somebody else can buy it.
Yes, that is true. But you say the students come in twice a year or once a year?
Well, twice a year.
They're not looking for these types of cameras. They want to sell ours.
At the end of the semester, they'll come in looking for medium format and sometimes large format.
They want to go bigger.
Once they've learned the basics, the exposure value scale, all the fun things like that. Once they've learned that, then they're going, "Wow! If it looks cool at 35 millimeter, it's going to look cool at 120.
Look really cool.
If it looks cool at 120, it's going to look awesome."
It sure is.
And it's the poster up front says, what is it? It says, "There's nothing."
There's a poster up front?
Yeah, there is actually. Well, it's not a 30. I moved it. It says, "There's nothing wrong with a 35 millimeter negative that a 4x5 negative can't fix."
That is true.
Yeah. The bigger,
it's a lot of picture. It's a lot of picture. I mean, a 35 millimeter negative is only 1.5 inches, so that's 1.5 inches square. A 4x5 is 20 inches square. I know I already said that earlier, but that's essentially the math. So you're looking at not 20 times the size, but it's
It's
pretty
a
darn close.
huge difference.
It's huge.
And one of our customers actually, and I actually will order especially things like 8x10 slide film.
Yeah.
Provia or Velvia. And I actually had the 20 count 8x10 Provia.
Mm-hmm.
Customer bought it, took a head shot just with the 8x10 and had the loop on the negative and had the camera on the loop, and you're looking at just an eyeball, just the eyeball, and the phenomenal detail in just the eyeball, which is about a 35 millimeter section. And then you pull back from the camera, take off the loop, and you see this beautiful 8x10 slide film. That is, and you're just looking at that amazing detail in the 35 millimeter section of it. It's amazing.
Well, I hope you have lots of money, and I hope you enjoyed this showing of cameras here. I think that's pretty much it for us, right?
Absolutely.
So as usual, please share, like, subscribe, tell a friend.
Telephone.
Tell a two friend.
Oh, man, and teleport.
Teleport. Tell a photo.
Tell everybody.
Tell a Zoom.
Yep.
And we will see you guys next time, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
Ciao.
And up.
Oh,
Let me sell my camera.
Hey, it's really cheap.
He's super cheap.
Yeah. You know what we forgot to mention?
Oh, no, what?
What is it? June 20th or 29th is National Camera Day.
Oh, well, we're going to have to hit that one up next time.
No, I'll be afterwards.